Time now for Focus 50 Plus. Here's Dr. George Schofield. Morning.
Good morning.
So what are we talking about today?
Today I want to talk about what we can do for our grandchildren. Okay. You know, I come back each week and go, well, this is what people talk to me about this week. Helping our grandchildren is what was definitely up this week.
Okay, what are we talking about? Time, gifts, things like that, or what?
Well, it's probably all of those. Time can be a gift, attention can be a gift, a whole variety of things. It seems that now the best thing we can give to our grandchildren is an experience. Not necessarily something in a box with a bow on top, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that may not have the enduring effect of something that's an experience where you send them off to participate in something that they might not otherwise be able to do.
And you've talked about this before, so I love
I have talked
this
about
idea.
this before.
But when you do this sort of experience, are there some sort of typical rules you need to follow?
There are really three. If you want to give your grandchild something of lasting value that looks like an experience, one, you need to get your ego out of the way. It needs to look like what would benefit them, not necessarily what you would like them to have.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, do your research. What's out there? I discovered that when she was 14 that my oldest granddaughter discovered, I realized we'd all been away, but she'd never been away.
Oh.
At 14, she had no experience of being away from the family. So she went to the Moat Camp, away teen camp in Summerland Key, and that was the beginning of a whole set of experiences she was certainly with us most of the time, but she needed to be away from us too.
That's really neat.
We built on that.
How do you know, I'm sure it's reaction to it, but how do you know the gift is successful? The reaction is part of it.
So that's interesting because one, if you have to get your ego out of the way, and two, it has to match the kid.
Right.
The third one is you may not know for a long time if it was successful. They may have a happy experience, or they may not have had such a good experience, or it was mixed. But what you don't know is how it will ultimately benefit them. So this same granddaughter at 14 that we sent, it wasn't just me, her parents and I agreed that it would be good for her to go away, is now 20. And she's just come back from 8 weeks on a real life academic great white shark research project in South Africa.
Oh my goodness.
So we planted that seed at 14. And it doesn't have to be as dramatic as that. You could find a math camp for one day, or you could do a sports camp for one day. It's this seed planting that gives the kid a new experience away from us. You don't know how that will set up a ripple across the child's life, and that's the idea. We want to give them an experience that will benefit them longer term.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is. So, all right. Well, it's so great.
Thanks, Kathy.
To always talk to you.
See you next week.
All right. Stick around. We're back on the other side of this break.